Let me tell you something that might surprise you. When a woman rejects you, she doesn't always mean it's over. There are moments when she starts questioning her decision, wondering if she made a mistake. Here's the truth from a woman's perspective. Regret doesn't happen immediately, but when it does, it shows up in 5 specific ways. I'm going to show you exactly what those signs are and what you should do about them. But before I break down the 5 signs, there's something important you need to understand. Not every woman who rejects a man experiences regret. But when it does happen, it follows a predictable pattern. This isn't about manipulation or games. This is about understanding female psychology so you can read the situation accurately. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 specific signs that tell you she's questioning her decision. And more importantly, you'll know exactly what to do about it. When a woman rejects a man, she doesn't immediately feel regret. It comes in waves, triggered by specific realizations. Sometimes it's when she sees you living well without her. Sometimes it's when she compares other men to what you provided. And sometimes it's when she realizes her decision was based on fear, not clarity. There's a difference between a woman who genuinely regrets rejecting you and a woman who's just checking if you're still available for ego validation. I'm going to show you how to tell the difference. Here's how to spot them. 1. She's watching your life from a distance. Here's what this looks like. She's consistently viewing your Instagram stories, even if she doesn't like or comment. You notice her name in your viewers list, sometimes within minutes of posting. She's checking your social media regularly, but she never engages directly. She might also be asking mutual friends about you. Not obvious questions, but casual ones. Have you talked to him lately? She's gathering information without making it obvious that she cares. When a woman watches you from a distance after rejecting you, she's in the curiosity phase. It's not full regret yet, but it's the beginning. She's wondering, is he okay? Has he moved on? Is he thinking about me? From a woman's perspective, this is the safest way to check on you without risking her ego. If she reaches out directly and you're cold, that's a hit to her pride. So instead, she watches. She observes. She keeps tabs on your life to see if you're doing fine without her. Picture this. It's midnight, and she's lying in bed scrolling. She sees you posted a story. Maybe you're at the gym, or out with friends, doing something that shows you're living your life. She watches it, then checks your profile to see what else you've been up to. She tells herself it's just curiosity, but deep down, she's starting to feel something. A small tug. A question. Did I make a mistake? This is the first sign because it's the most common and subtle. Most men misinterpret it. They think, she's watching my stories, so she must still care. But that's not quite it. She's testing the waters. She's seeing if you're still emotionally available or if you've moved on. Here's what this sign tells you. She hasn't completely closed the door. She's curious, but it doesn't mean she's ready to admit regret yet. It's the earliest stage. Now, here's what you should not do. Don't confront her. Don't message saying, I see you watching my stories. That kills any chance you had. Don't post things specifically for her attention. And don't stop living your life because she's watching. What you should do is simple. Keep posting your life naturally. Let her see that you're doing well, that you're happy, that you're moving forward. Show, don't tell. Your actions speak louder than words. If she sees you thriving without chasing her, that curiosity deepens. That's when regret begins to settle in. But watching from a distance is just the surface. Here's where it gets deeper. 2. Her communication pattern shifts. She's moved from just watching to actually reaching out. But here's what makes this sign different from casual contact. She initiates after weeks or months of silence. Her messages get longer, more personal. She's not just saying, hey, she's asking about your life, your feelings, how you've been. Pay attention to when she texts. It's often at emotionally vulnerable times. Late at night when she's alone with her thoughts. On weekends when she has time to reflect. These aren't random moments. She's reaching out when her guard is down and her emotions are high. She asks questions that go beyond surface level. How have you been? Really bad. What have you been up to lately? She brings up memories. Remember when we... She's reminiscing, and that's a sign she's not just checking in, she's emotionally invested in the conversation. Here's the psychology behind this. She's escalated from curiosity to testing the waters. She watched you from a distance and noticed you're not chasing anymore. That silence created space for her to wonder. Now she's reaching out because she wants to see if you're still open, if there's still a connection, if the door is still unlocked. But here's where you need to be careful. Not all contact means genuine regret. Some women reach out just to see if they still have power over you. It's ego validation, not real interest. The difference is in the investment. A woman who genuinely regrets rejecting you will put effort into the conversation. She'll ask follow-up questions. She'll share about herself. She'll make time for you. Red flags to watch for. If she only reaches out when she's bored or lonely. If the conversation is always about her. If she disappears when you match her energy. These are signs she's testing her power, not exploring genuine reconnection. Here's what you do. Use the investment mirror strategy. Match her energy. Don't exceed it. If she sends a paragraph, you send a similar length. If she asks questions, you answer and ask back. But don't give more than she's giving. Don't over-explain. Don't flood her with attention she didn't earn. When she reaches out, respond, but not immediately. Take your time. Show her you have a life, priorities, things happening. Your attention is valuable, and she needs to understand that. If she's genuinely interested, she'll wait. If she's just testing her power, she'll lose interest when you don't chase. You're starting to see the pattern now. She went from watching silently to reaching out directly. But here's where you need to pay even closer attention, because this next sign is subtle and most men completely miss it. 3. She starts comparing other men to you. This is where the regret deepens. She's not just watching anymore. She's not just reaching out. Now she's actively measuring every new man against what you provided. And here's how you'll know. She mentions things you used to do that others don't. She brings you up in conversations unprompted. She shows irritation when her new dating situations don't measure up. Maybe she tells mutual friends, he never listened like that guy did. Or, I'm going out with someone new, but he's not as patient. She's making comparisons, and those comparisons always lead back to you. Even if she doesn't say your name directly. The qualities she's missing are the ones you embody. Here's the psychology behind this sign. When a woman rejects a man, she often thinks the grass is greener. She believes there's someone better out there, someone who'll give her everything you gave, plus what she thought was missing. But when she starts dating again, reality hits. The new guys aren't more patient. They're not more grounded. They don't make her feel as safe or understood. And that's when the comparisons begin. From a woman's perspective, this is the moment of realization. She rejected you thinking she'd find someone better, but now she's seeing that what you offered was rare. The qualities she took for granted, like your consistency, your emotional presence, your ability to make her feel heard, those aren't as common as she thought. And every disappointing date or shallow connection reminds her of what she lost. Picture this. She's out with a new guy. He talks about himself the whole time. He doesn't ask about her day. He checks his phone during dinner. And in that moment, She thinks about how you used to put your phone away and actually listen, how you'd ask her questions and remember the details. That comparison stings. And it's not just one moment. It's repeated, over and over, until she can't ignore it anymore. This sign is critical because it shows genuine regret, not just curiosity or ego validation. When a woman starts comparing others to you, it means she's recognizing your value in hindsight. She's realizing that rejecting you might have been a mistake. This is the turning point. Here's what you need to understand. If mutual friends tell you she's been mentioning you, or if you hear through the grapevine that she's comparing new guys to you, that's a sign she's in active regret. She's not casually interested. She's emotionally invested in what she lost. Remember how she was just watching in sign 1. Now she's actively missing what you provided. The progression is real, and it's building. At this point, regret is settling in. But here's where it gets even more telling. 4. She starts showing up in your space. She went from watching to texting to missing what you provided. Now she's taking it a step further. She's positioning herself in your physical orbit. She shows up at places she knows you frequent. The gym you go to. The coffee shop you mentioned. Social events where she knows you'll be. And every time, it's framed as coincidence. Oh, I didn't know you'd be here. What a surprise running into you. But here's the truth. It's not a surprise. She knew exactly what she was doing. She created that encounter hoping for a natural reconnection that doesn't require her to admit she's been thinking about you. Here's the psychology behind this. A woman who regrets rejecting you won't usually come out and say it directly. Her ego won't let her. She rejected you once, and now reaching out feels vulnerable. What if you reject her? What if you've moved on and she gets hurt? So instead, she manufactures situations where you can naturally run into each other. That way, if you're receptive, the door opens. If you're not, she can save face by acting like it was just a coincidence. Pay attention to her body language when these encounters happen. Does she linger? Does she make eye contact and hold it? Does she seem genuinely happy to see you, or is she testing your reaction? A woman who's hoping for reconnection will position herself close to you, smile more, and create openings for conversation. She's not just passing by. She's giving you opportunities. Imagine this scenario. You're at the gym 3 weeks after she rejected you. Suddenly, she's there too, even though she's never mentioned working out at that location before. She positions herself on the machine next to yours. She makes small talk. She asks how you've been. This isn't random. She's testing if the door is still open without having to risk direct vulnerability. Here's what this sign tells you. She's actively trying to reconnect, but she's doing it carefully. She's managing her ego while pursuing proximity. This is a sign of genuine regret because it requires effort. She's going out of her way to be in your space, hoping you'll give her a signal that it's okay to come back. But here's where you need to stay grounded. Don't make it easy just because she's showing up. Respect your own value. Be polite, be present, but don't act like nothing happened. If she wants reconnection, she needs to demonstrate that she's thought about this, that she understands what went wrong, and that she's willing to put in real effort. Your response should be measured. Acknowledge her, be friendly, but don't chase. Let her experience what it feels like to pursue instead of being pursued. That shift in dynamic is important for both of you. You're halfway through now, and you understand how regret builds in stages. She went from watching to reaching out to comparing to physically seeking proximity. But the most revealing sign, the one that tells you regret has fully set in, is this. 5. She admits it. This is the clearest sign. After watching, reaching out, comparing, and creating encounters, she finally says it. Either directly or indirectly, she acknowledges that rejecting you was a mistake. Direct admissions sound like this. I think I made a mistake with you. I miss what we had. Can we talk? I want to see you. She might apologize for how things ended. Indirect admissions are more common because they protect her ego. I wasn't ready for someone like you back then. You were right about us. She posts content clearly aimed at you. She tells mutual friends she regrets how things went. She asks if you're seeing anyone, and you hear the concern. Here's what it takes for a woman to admit regret. It requires swallowing massive ego. She positioned herself as the one with power who decided you weren't enough. Now, admitting she was wrong means risking rejection herself. Most women won't do it unless the regret is genuine and overwhelming. From a woman's perspective, this moment is terrifying. What if you've moved on? What if you're cold or dismissive? What if she exposes her feelings and you don't care anymore? So if she gets here, it means she's willing to risk her pride for reconnection. Picture this. 3 months after rejecting you, she reaches out with honesty. I've been thinking about us a lot. I think I acted too quickly. I wasn't in the right headspace, and I realize now what I lost. That's the complete regret cycle. But here's where you need to be careful. There's a difference between genuine regret and temporary loneliness. Ask yourself, is she reaching out because she truly recognizes your value, or because she's bored and you're a comfortable option? Genuine regret comes with changed perspective. Temporary loneliness comes with the same mindset that led to rejection. Questions to consider. Has she grown? Does she understand what went wrong? Is she willing to put in effort, or does she expect you to just accept her back? Watch for green flags. Self-awareness, accountability, patience. Watch for red flags. Blame shifting, urgency without understanding, expecting things to pick up where they left off. Here's the truth. Her admission doesn't obligate you to return. You decide if this is healthy for you, if she's genuinely different, if you even want this anymore. The power is yours now. Regret is her journey. Your self-respect is yours. Now you've seen the complete progression, from distant observation to direct admission. So now you know the signs. But here's the real question. What do you actually do when you see them? So now you know the signs. Here's what you actually do about them. First, understand this. You are no longer the rejected party. You're the evaluator. She made a choice. Now you get to make yours. Your self-respect is not negotiable. If you're seeing signs 1 or 2, observation or early contact, maintain your life. Don't acknowledge her watching. If she reaches out, respond politely but briefly. Don't seek validation or explanation. Keep your forward momentum. Let her see you're doing well without needing her approval. If you're seeing signs 3 or 4, active regret or proximity seeking, acknowledge but don't make it easy. If she reaches out, be open but not eager. Let her demonstrate effort and changed perspective. Watch for consistency, not just temporary emotion. Don't rush to fill the silence she created. If you're at sign 5, direct admission. Have an honest conversation if you're interested. Ask the hard questions. What's different now? What changed in your perspective? Set clear boundaries. I'm open to talking, but I'm not going back to how things were. Take your time. Don't rush into anything just because she's ready. Here are your universal principles. Never beg or chase. Don't seek revenge or punishment. Prioritize your emotional health above all else. Remember, her regret doesn't obligate you to return. If you do reconnect, it must be on new, healthier terms. Protect yourself with this framework. Trust patterns, not promises. Watch for genuine behavior change. Not just words. Don't settle for better than nothing. You deserve someone who chooses you clearly, not someone who comes back because other options didn't work out. You now have the complete framework. You know the signs, and you know exactly how to respond with power and self-respect intact. Let me bring this together. You now know the 5 signs. She's watching from a distance. Her communication shifts. She compares others to you. She creates encounters. And she admits it. Each sign shows a deeper level of regret building. Here's the core truth. Women do experience regret after rejecting good men. It's real, and it follows these patterns. But your response is what determines your self-respect. You're not waiting for her to choose you again. You're choosing whether she deserves another chance. Remember this. You're not the guy who got rejected anymore. You're the man who knows his value, who understands psychology, and who makes choices from a position of power, not desperation. Her regret is her journey. Your self-respect is yours. I want to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these signs? How did you handle it? Drop your story in the comments. I'll be reading and engaging because these conversations matter. They help men understand they're not alone in this. If this gave you clarity, hit subscribe and share this with a brother who needs perspective. The best response to her regret is your continued growth. That's how you win.